Welcome to the Caim Circle. Jessa Francis here. If this is your first time here at the Caim Circle podcast, I just want to say hello and welcome to my sanctuary. Welcome to my space where I hope that you can feel nourished, seen, heard, and loved. This is a space of storytelling, sometimes just with me and sometimes with others. So expect some woo-woo talk, expect some insights on a psychological level, into the human experience, and that can come in, different ways. We're looking at our relationships. We're looking at our relationship to love, to money, to our body, to how we show up authentically, how we can connect with our truth, all of these different things. And I would like to once again today invite you to slow down and to take a big, deep inhale in. And an exhale out. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Drop the shoulders and relax the jaw. Last time, and if you can, close the eyes. Inhale. All the way, full chest. Exhale. Relaxing. And maybe even you want to massage the lymph nodes around the ears. Give yourself a hug. That feels good. All right. So today I have an interesting and big topic, and it's something that I just cannot stop kind of thinking and feeling about. And it's just kind of been something that has just continually been coming up for me. And it is the need for women and men too, to nurture our feminine energies. And and I say men too, right? That's kind of a scary thought for a lot of men, especially in a world that seems so polarized right now between this liberal and conservative and yada yada. But every single one of us has both masculine and feminine qualities. It is the yin, well, it's not the yin and the yang, but it is the logic, the structure, the hard shell form, the walls, the building. And then the feminine energy is the warmth, the home, the candlelight, the pillows, then that feminine touch, right? And we need both. We need the structure and the logic, and then we need the ability to lean into emotion and the spiritual connection and the not just the ingredients to the meal, but the warmth that we feel as we eat it and the gratitude we feel. And so I want to talk about what it means to nurture our feminine energy in this masculine dominated world, especially, in America or in westernized cultures, right? Where we've really stepped away from the importance. We often don't think of the mothering and the nurturing and the feminine as important as the foundational structure. But they are equals, and that ability to see them as equal, I believe, is one of our biggest issues in the world today. So yeah, here in the Caim Circle, we're exploring self-discovery, healing, connection, self-awareness. And I also think it's, important, self-discovery, self-awareness, um, to take a look at this, take a look at where in your life, in our lives, we are are nurturing that feminine energy, and paying attention to the balance of the feminine and the masculine within each of us. I also want to round this out today by talking about how women's circles and retreats and ceremonies can be powerful spaces and important spaces for us to show up in, if we're really looking for healing. It's through connection, it's through being able to find a connection, within ourselves as a group. And this is coming from a place where, I have been spending more and more time in retreats, helping to co-facilitate them, helping to build them and facilitate them. And to do that, I've had to connect and experience these things for myself, and they have been such a transformational experience for me, have been so helpful for me, that I want to create more of this, because I know from a personal standpoint, from this personal experience, how important and it has been for me, how transformational and helpful and inspiring it has been for me. I just got back from a retreat in Michigan about a month ago now, I guess. Time flies, right? And I got to spend time with other like-minded people who were, open to healing, open to growth, actively seeking light and love and joy and connection. And when you get into a room or into a space with more people like that, the energy is just so beautiful. And so it just fills you with like this sense of abundance and hope. And we need that so, so badly. So as I said, I want to kind of talk about how, masculine and feminine, let's look at these not as not as gender, but as in like just qualities. Right? So masculine energy, action oriented, structure, goal driven, the logical side of things, right? And then the feminine energy is intuition, creativity, nurturing, flowing, dancing, movement. And knowing that those two things are absolutely necessary for our survival. And it's just, there's this cultural imbalance right now, and has been for a really, really long time. And it is having this impact on men and women in a lot of ways, that is leading to disconnection from our true self, disconnection from our sense of creativity and flow and intuition, disconnection that is leading to extreme burnout, where we're just anxiety ridden and living in a state of fear all the time, because we're so focused on taking action, making sure everything is perfect and structured, rather than like, oh, I need to slow down and take a breath and love myself and nurture myself, right? And I know, like, in my own world, that, I'm finding a balance and it's a beautiful thing, but and that is the yin and the yang, right? The balance between these two and how we need those. And I have been able to more and more and more find that for myself. And as I do, I'm, of course, here I am on a podcast talking about it, driven to share this with you, to share how this can help you, support you. How even in this, right, there is this divine masculine and feminine energy right here as I state this information with love and care. And so I want to talk about the role of ceremonies, retreats, and circles. The role of being able to create sacred spaces that help us slow down, tune in, and honor our emotions, where people can share meaningful experiences with one another, where we can share our personal stories, because our personal stories, and as a memoir writer, right, and as a memoir writing coach, I know deeply, deeply, deeply the importance of sharing your story, of connecting and knowing your story, of using your story as your roadmap to support your growth and expansion in your future. Our past is, we take the lessons to go forward, and that's why history is so important. And so in these sacred spaces, when we're having these, retreats and women's circles and ceremonies and things, we have this ability to share our stories in safe places where we can do deep self-reflection, and actually truly connect in real time with our feminine energies, and do significant healing, and tap into just all of the energy, right, within us, and actually take the time, set aside time where we're journaling and chatting and talking about these things, and then performing fire rituals and doing intention settings and moon circles. And yeah, it sounds like woo woo, but there's a part of you like, I want to do that. I want to do that so bad. It sounds fun, and it is fun, but it's also profound. And it fosters sisterhood, brotherhood. It fosters empathy. It fosters validation. When we hear another woman's story, we find pieces of our own reflected back to us. When we hear another, not just woman's story, another person's story, we are able to see, I resonate, I connect, I get it. I'm not alone. You're not alone. We're in this together. And how incredible is that? How beautiful is that? And I just want to emphasize the importance of getting yourself out there and getting yourself into these spaces and giving yourself the opportunity to connect with others and in this way. And that's why I've created the Caim Circle, right? I have this online membership, which is amazing, right? Because then we get to connect anytime, anywhere, all the time online. But let me tell you, there is this, please find it in person as much and as often as possible. And so, for example, like, I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. Come here, come see me. Let's do this, right? Or if you're in the area, like, come. I'm holding workshops, I'm holding retreats, I'm holding women's circles, all of these things, and guaranteed they're in your town somewhere or close by. So look into it. Find Find your tribe, connect with them, and the higher you vibe, the more you check in with your self-awareness, the more you tune in to your authentic true self, the more you are going to magnetize those people to you. So there's that. The next thing is I want to kind of talk to you about how you can embrace your divine femininity in your everyday life. Just a few examples, right? So some practices on tapping into that energy, of course, breath work, just like, the 3 little breaths we did to start this podcast today. And there's so many different ways, right? I didn't even instruct you on anything other than just take a breath. But it is so important for us to breathe, and we're breathing all the time. It's an automatic response. Our automatic nervous system is just doing that, just like it's keeping our heart pumping, our liver working, our digestion running. But guess what? All of that slows down, like our digestive system slows down and isn't working very well whenever we're in a stressful state, whenever our cortisol levels are high, whenever we're in fight or flight. And the one thing that is automatic that we have control of is our breath. Like, we can think about it and change how we're breathing. We can't think about it and change the way our liver is functioning, but we can with our breath. So just let that sit and think, wow, I can regulate my nervous system by how I breathe. And if I'm regulating my nervous system, therefore I'm being able to take better care of my digestive system, of my heart rate, of all of the things. Stress is the number 1 killer. And if we can control our breath, we can control our stress levels. So breath work. Take a breath work class. Go find a breathwork facilitator. I teach it. It's in I'm constantly adding breathwork videos into the Caim Circle membership. So breathing. Next is nature. Go outside, connect with nature. If you can't go outside, get an inside plant. Go talk to a tree. Go listen to the birds. Listen to nature music. Somehow go for a walk or connect with nature in some way. And then creative expression. That can be dancing and singing. That can be painting. That can be creating any kind of collage. Anything that gets your creative juices flowing. And there's always all kinds of ways to do that. And I may link a few special ways in the show notes just to help you along there. And then self-awareness through body awareness, the importance of rest and listening to your body's rhythms, right? So just tuning into your body. And of course, we can do that with breath work. It's all about allowing space for our intuition to guide us rather than always just pushing forward, right? The masculine says, go, 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 get this done, accomplish this. The feminine is like, slow down and breathe, baby. It's okay. And letting your intuition, your divine inner guidance system, your gut feelings, your third eye open up. And if you want to, take do a chakra alignment with me, that's a beautiful way to tap into your intuitive abilities and your ability to know yourself and know how to move forward in alignment with clarity, right? So practicing nurturing your feminine energy through these things. And then balancing the masculine and the feminine, because we need balance. This isn't about one over the other. This is about the yin and the yang and creating balance within yourself. So acknowledging that we need both energies and that the goal isn't to reject the masculine. It's about finding balance. When we bring our masculine and our feminine into harmony, we can show up more fully in our lives. And it takes self-awareness. It takes asking the question, where is, the feminine in my life? Where is the masculine in my life? Are they in balance? Are they out of whack? Am I pushing too hard on one area? Asking yourself this question, seeing what comes of it. So I invite you to reflect on this. I invite you to sit down with your journal and see what comes up for you when you ask yourself about the feminine and the masculine in your life. And then, spend time in some stillness. That's it. Silence and stillness. See what comes up when you allow that, because very rarely we allow that. Every time we get still, every time we get silence, we go to our phone, or we want to put on music, or we want to turn on the TV. Distract. See what it's like for you to actually sit in stillness and silence. Is it really hard? Yes, it is. Yes, it is really, really hard, but it's because you've been programmed. And just see what comes. And if you need support, ceremonies, sanctuary, women's circles, friendship with like-minded people that want to do the same, that want to find growth, support, and love, and share. And like I said, you can visit me on jessafrancis.net, scroll all the way to the bottom to events, see what events I have going on, join me, or join the Caim Circle membership. This week, I'm doing a food and nutrition class, and it's not especially, focused on feminine energy, but in a way it is, and you'll see if you come. So everything I do combines them and talks about balance between the the way we eat and the way we move our body and all of those things. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to all my listeners who are joining me on this journey of exploration. If this episode resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts. Reach out to me on social media or join the Caim Circle community. I hope that until the next time, that you continue to nurture the divine in you. Take another big, deep inhale in. Exhale it out. Know that you are not alone, that there is hope, that there is love for you, for all of us, and that support is there when you need it. Sending you all so much love. I will see you next week. Check the show notes. I will add a few little journaling prompts in there to help you along the way.